How's it going, guys? My name's Unknown, and welcome to my first ever big project. I'm super excited to put this together, and without further ado, let's hit that intro. So I want to start off this video by saying thank you guys so much for the support you've been giving me, you've been giving my channel. Thank you guys so much for being so interactive with me. It really does mean a lot. It's too much that words can't even explain how I feel. So, today I'm here to answer the question, can you beat Pokemon Pearl with just your starter? First things first, we have to talk to our rival Barry. When you first start off this game, he does seem extremely excited and anxious to start off his adventure, which is very typical for trainers that's starting off their adventure. In the beginning, there is a news broadcast about the Red Gyarados, so Barry does want to meet this Pokemon that has been a rumor for such a long time. Upon entering this lake, you encounter both the Professor and Lucas, which is another researcher for Rowan. As busy as Rowan is, he did leave his briefcase, so here we get our starters, but we do get raided by a bunch of Starlies. For this run, we're gonna start off with Turtwig. Is it possible to beat Pokemon Pearl with just the Turtwig evolution line? To complete this run, we have to do a lot of training. So we have to get our starter at the highest level possible. In order to do that, we have to defeat every trainer in sight in every route, every town, and not miss a thing. So here's a little training montage. After all that training, we did get our Turtwig up to level 13 with 2 new grass moves. Upon adventuring, we meet our rival for the first time, first battle, and he sends out a Starly level 7. It's really no problem for us since we're a little higher level. So he does send out his starter, which is a Chimchar, and since we are still a higher level, we defeat him with no problem, and Turtwig gains another level. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that we're safe. With some training, Turtwig does level up to level 17 and learns a new move, Curse. In Turtwig's case, it lowers speed, raises defense, and attack. With a little bit of extra training, Turtwig does level up at level 18 till Grottle. Now it's time to face our first gen. Since he mainly uses Rock and Ground type, Grottle is the perfect mon to use it since it is pure grass. So getting through this gym is a breeze. It did not take long to defeat this gym. He does admit that he's embarrassed for his team, but that's all okay because we just received our first badge, the Cold Badge. As we try to make our way to the next town, we do encounter Team Plasma. Me and Lucas are teaming up to defeat him, which is really no problem since Team Plasma doesn't have the strong mons. At level 20, I decided to teach Grottle a TM, Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed is not a bad move to teach early on in the game since it does have a base of 40 attack and it is a multi-hit attack too. Moving forward, we did encounter Team Plasma again at the windmills. I personally don't understand why they're invading the windmills, but it's just another theory for someone else to cover. Of course, the doors are locked, So we have to move on to our left in a little flower field and defeat 2 more Team Plasma members. Of course, defeating them is a breeze. Heading back to the windmill, we are able to get inside, and our main goal is to defeat the Team Plasma admin, Mars. For Team Plasma admin, she doesn't have the greatest team. Probably the Purugly was the worst one of all, but it's fairly easy to defeat. At level 27, our Groudle does learn the move, Mega Drain. And here we are, facing against the second gym, and what they use is mainly grass types. Since our grass type moves won't do much, Bite is a great option for this gym. And here, we finally receive our forest badge from the second gym leader. Groudle levels up to level 32 and learns the move Leech Seed, which can be very useful in long battles. In addition to leveling up to level 32, Groudle does evolve to Torterra, which is grass and ground. In addition to evolving, Torterra does want to learn the move Earthquake. Earthquake is a great physical stab move for Torterra. Climbing that ladder, we make our way to the third gym, which uses mainly fighting types. This gym was fairly simple since Torterra basically earthquaked every mon in sight. It did not take long for us to finally receive our third gym badge, the Cobble Badge. Again, as always, Barry comes by and challenges us to a battle. His team is fairly simple to defeat since he mainly has a fire type and a water type, not including the Starly, which is extremely easy for us. Now we head on to the fourth gym, which he mainly uses water type Pokemon, so it shouldn't really be a problem for Torterra. Worst case scenario, he can have a ice type move and it would do some damage, but since Torterra's level is twice as much as his team, defeating him shouldn't be a problem. With this last Razor Leaf, his Quagsire goes down, meaning that we finally get our next badge, the Fen Badge. With no surprise at all, Barry comes back and challenges us to another battle. His team is basically the same, just a little higher level than the last, but defeating him was also a breeze. At level 45, Torterra decides to learn Crunch, which is just like Bite, but a little bit more of an upgrade. Climbing up the ladder again, we decide to take on the next gym, which luckily Torterra does know Crunch, so this gym shouldn't really be a problem. She mainly has Ghost type Pokemon. Finally, defeating her Gengar levels up our Torterra to level 50, and with all of that, we finally get our next gym badge, the Relic Badge. As usual, Barry comes back, his team slightly stronger than the last, with more evolved Mons, new party members, but luckily, we're still overpowered, so his team goes down one hit, no problem. Without much effort, Barry's last Pokemon goes down. At level 51, Torterra does learn the move, Giga Drain. Moving forward, we challenge the next gym. His team consists of Steel-type Pokemon, which, since Torterra is part ground, that really shouldn't be a problem. Taking down that last Mon wasn't an issue at all. With that, we finally get our Mind Badge. Making our way to the Valor Cavern, we encounter the other Team Plasma admin. His team mainly consists of a Steel type, a Psychic type, and a Poison type, which is absolutely no problem to get through. Here's the tough part. Since Torterra is grass and ground, this gym consists of Ice-type Pokemon, which can easily knock out our Torterra. So we have to be extremely careful with this gym and strategize your every move. If not, this would happen. Due to some training, Torterra does level up to level 57 and learns the move Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm is okay, but every time you use it, it will lower your special attack, so just be careful with that. And here we go for another try. But this happens again. Here's my strategy for this. Since Snowbird can't really do much to Torterra, just use a lot of X defenses so Torterra can actually take an avalanche from the Abomasnow. This is a very tedious process, so I would highly suggest you stock up on potions beforehand. After using a good amount of X defenses, the avalanche does not do much and it allows Torterra to finally take it down. With that, we finally beat this gym after 3 tries. The hard work does pay off because now we got the Icicle badge. Here, we meet Cyrus once again in the headquarters and he challenges us to a battle. Beforehand, he does talk about the 3 Pokemons, Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, and how he has it captivated in the other room. His team was fairly easy to take down since most of it consists of dark types. But with that, we can finally continue on to the next room. He does give us a Master Ball, which we're not going to use it. In the next room, we have Saturn here, and he challenges us to another battle. In the room, he does have the legendaries captivated, so our goal is to free them. His team is, as well, fairly simple to defeat, so defeating him should not be a problem. This is our last time we faced against Team Plasma. We have to defeat both of the admins and Cyrus. He does summon Palkia, but shouldn't be too difficult to defeat him since we do have a dark type move. I do gotta say the animation for this for an early game is actually pretty interesting. It's really cool. Luckily, we have Barry come by and team up with us to defeat the admins. They were extremely easy since Torterra is a good level and his moves are pretty good. I would say God tier. Feel free to disagree with me, but for early on games like this, not enough TMs, pretty god tier. The Cyrus battle was just as easy. Finally, they disappear. So now let's go on to the fight with Palkia. All I'm going to say about that fight, simple. With Team Plasma out of the way, we are finally able to get our last gym badge. This leader does consist of electric type Pokemon, mainly, so with Earthquake it should just knock down his entire team in one hit. Defeating him allows us to finally receive the Beacon badge. Making our way to the Pokemon League, Barry does challenge us for one last time. His team is honestly pretty tough. So I would just say be very careful if you try this. With Barry out of the way, we can finally challenge the Elite Four and make our way to the champion. This first Elite Four mainly consists of bug types. It's gonna be a little tough, but it's still manageable. Manageable unless you run into a Heracross with Mega Horde and it gets a crit. So let's try that again. Like the saying says, if you don't succeed, try and try again. Here, we finally make our way to the second Elite Four. Her team mainly consists of ground type Pokemon. So, grass type moves is the best way to go. The third Elite Four mainly consists of fire type Pokemon, so Earthquake is a big plus on Torterra. Can easily knock out any Pokemon in one hit. Besides this Drifloon, I would highly suggest you keep either Bite or Crunch to deal with that. But fair warning, that Drifloon does have Aftermath. Finally, we make our way to the final Elite Four. They mainly consist of Psychic type Pokemon, so I would highly suggest being very careful because their attack sets are very mixed, and as you can see, it can take a huge toll on your team. And with my luck, he gets a crit. Going through this Elite Four all over again, I decided Leaf Storm wasn't the best move only because it only has 5 PP. You have to have enough PP moves to get through this. So replacing Leaf Storm with Grass Knot was the best option I can do right now. Advice, I would highly suggest you stock up on items that does restore your PP. Of course, here's a super effective Ice Punch with a crit. So here's our final trial. Hopefully we can get through this alive. With the final Pokemon being taken down, we can finally go for Champion Cynthia. Her team is really not too bad. Torterra can easily handle this with his grass type moves, his ground move, and his dark move. So these moves altogether does help. And there we have it. We finally beat the Elite Four with just the Turtwig evolution line. It was much harder than I thought, but yes, you can defeat Pokemon Pearl with just the Turtwig evolution line. Again, I want to thank everybody for the support. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter and join the Unknown Squad today by subscribing. This video took forever to make, and honestly, I'm quite surprised at how it turned out. If you guys want more content just like this one, leave a like on this video and comment down below what game do you want me to play and the Pokemon you want me to defeat the entire game with. Again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in future videos. Peace.